Hey everybody, this is Josh Otten with JOG Real Estate and Associates here in San Diego, and as a business owner in Tierra Santa, I wanted to introduce some other business owners here in Tierra Santa, and today I'm here with Coleman Meshack with State Farm Insurance. How you doing today, Coleman?
I'm doing just fine. How you doing?
Good. I like the new haircut. So I wanted to introduce Coleman to the Tierra Santa community because there's a lot of people moving into town that may not know him. Most of you probably do, and I guarantee you see his name just about every day as you get on the freeway. So Coleman, I just want to ask you a few questions here today. First of all, how did you get into the insurance business in the first place?
Interesting question. I'm a CPA.
Okay.
And I worked initially for Pete Mark Mitchell, which is now KPMG.
Okay.
And then I went to Handyman Corporation, was the Director of Financial Reporting for Handyman Corporation.
Oh, wow.
Well, we went through a liquidation,
Okay.
believe it or not, announced it back in 1985.
Wow.
And I'm a CPA, so I started looking in the same environment, started looking with other CPA firms, but they pretty much wanted me to relocate.
Okay.
Move to Texas or Anaheim, and I really was entrenched in San Diego, didn't want to move.
Sure.
And so I thought about it. I said, well, if I ever want to make a career change, now's the perfect time because the job's kind of leaving me. They made a conscious decision to basically liquidate Handyman. We had real estate that was basically on the books since the 60s. On a gut reaction, decided to make a move from being a CPA to becoming a sole proprietor and becoming a State Farm agent.
Wow.
That's how it all started. Became a State Farm agent May 1st, 1988.
Oh, wow. Have you been at this location that entire time, or
No.
where did you start?
I started over. I had an office on Murphy Canyon Road,
Okay.
right over off of 15.
Okay.
I wanted to move over here.
Yeah.
I checked once before, but it wasn't conducive at the time, so I stayed where I was.
Okay.
And then I checked again when my lease was getting ready to renew at the other place,
Sure.
and I made the move over here. I've been here for about 7 years,
7 years? Okay.
out of my 28 and a half years as a State Farm agent.
Got it. What do you like best about being in the industry that you're in the State Farm? As a State Farm sole proprietor, but also in the insurance industry as a whole. What do you like?
I like the best thing I like is being able to help people.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we do every day. We manage the unexpected,
Right.
and we try to bring them whole. And I've done this for 28 and a half years, and I still have that same passion. You know, if you were cutting me open, I'd probably have State Farm something coming out of me. State Farm.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that would be red. But anyway, no, I love doing what I'm doing. I love helping people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we do more than just auto and home insurance. A lot of people think State Farm is property and casualty.
Right.
But we do a lot more things. You know, we do life insurance. We do mutual funds, which we're going to stop doing, but we have our own bank.
Mm-hmm.
State Farm has their own bank. We've had our bank. So we do car financing.
Yeah.
We do refinancing for homes.
Oh, really?
We do credit cards. We do deposits. We do all of that.
Got it.
So I get probably a bigger kick in terms of trying to help people from the financial side, because that's my background, being a CPA.
Well, it's almost like being a therapist, right? I mean, you're kind of alleviating a lot of these people's fears, right? I mean, through having some kind of security through you guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that's awesome. So what are some industry challenges or tips you can offer us as non-insurance people?
Well, I would think probably one of the biggest challenges would be when it comes to claims. In terms of water losses. It's very significant, especially in Southern California.
Yeah.
And that's a challenge in terms of, because we have a lot of losses, and that predominantly would be water losses.
Really?
And just
For
trying
example, in homes and things like that?
pipes bursting. It's been prevalent, and it's caused quite a few losses.
Yeah.
And water losses can be significant.
They can tear a house
you know,
down.
It sure can.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to, you've got to get your pipes relocated.
Yeah.
You've got to go through and do that. And so that's a tremendous challenge, just in terms of trying to talk to clients about what they can do to mitigate those types of losses in the future.
Yeah.
Maybe doing a water pressure system or getting a water regulator.
Mm-hmm.
We talk to clients about encouraging them to do that, especially if they've had a loss.
Yeah.
And because that's something that's unexpected. You just you can't anticipate it, but if you can prevent it, if you can mitigate it, it certainly helps.
Sure. No, absolutely. Now, where do you see the insurance industry trending? So what products or services do you see more people getting or more popular
Well,
as things go on?
State Farm is going to be property and casualty. I mean, that's our main focus. We do a lot of other things, but our main focus is property and casualty. So it's going to be the auto and fire business, and home insurance, renters insurance, rental dwelling policies, business policies, We still, I mean, that's our bread and butter, but we still do, we write more life insurance, for instance, than any other company, believe it or not. We
Really?
write more policies than any other company. So we're going to still stay, obviously, in that market because that's where we can help people and build a great relationship in terms of trying to secure their future.
Yeah.
I think, from that standpoint, it's really not going to change. We're still going to be property and casualty heavily. We're still going to be involved with the financial services side.
Right.
And like I said, we have our own bank.
Yeah.
We have our own bank now, so we do a lot of different products, and so
That's interesting.
We've got, I can't even think of how many different products we have, but basically a client can be with us and have a multitude of products.
Okay.
And that we have to stay abreast of.
Sure. Is there anything you can share about yourself? About you personally? I looked you up, so I know a couple things. Right?
Is that good or bad?
No, it's good. It's good. But is there anything about you personally that you can share with us that might get someone to come say hi to you?
Well, I'm a San Diego native.
Okay.
Born and raised here.
Yeah.
Lived here my entire life. Went to Lincoln High School in San Diego.
Yeah.
Then graduated from Lincoln, went to UCLA, started at UCLA, then came back home. Believe it or not, they dropped the entire undergraduate business program at UCLA the same year I got there.
Really?
So I had to make a choice, either change my major or come home. I decided to come home, so I went to San Diego State.
Aztec, okay.
I'm an Aztec. I'm a Bruin, but I'm an Aztec as well.
Okay.
I love them both. Graduated from San Diego State in accounting because I wanted to do that probably since I was in the 8th grade. Believe it or not, I wanted to be an accountant and became a CPA. I'm a native. I grew up. I was raised here. I love San Diego. You can't beat the environment. You can't beat the weather.
Right.
I'm a Tierra Santa resident. I've lived here since probably So I've been a resident since 1981 in Tierra Santa.
What part of Tierra Santa do you live in?
About 35 years. I live a little bit northeast of Vance.
Oh, okay. Now tell us real fast, where are you exactly located in Tierra Santa? I can see it right now.
I'm at
but
6030 Santo Road.
Okay.
Suite H is in Harry.
Yeah.
We always tell everybody we're right next to the post office. Everybody knows where the post office is in Tierra Santa. We're right next door.
Right. Just off of Santo Road by the 52 freeway. So
on Santo Road.
What are your hours during the week?
I'm in the office, seems like all the time, but our office hours are 9 to 5:30 with extended hours by appointment.
Yeah. Well, you called me last night at 9:30.
Like I said, I'm in the office longer than I should be.
Right? Well, that's awesome. So everybody, this is Coleman Meshack with State Farm Insurance. Get in touch with him directly. You can also go to his website, colemanmeshack.com. Is that right?
That is correct.
Yeah.
www.colemanmeshack.com, or my email address is coleman@colemanmeshack.com.
Okay. Now, one thing I was going to ask you, is there anything that would incentivize someone to come, who's watching this video, incentivize someone to come to you right now? A gas card or something like that?
Oh, okay. Good point. We do, if somebody refers business to us, we'll give them a $20 gas card.
So if you guys go in, instead of me getting the gas card, can you give it to them for coming in?
Absolutely.
Well, you heard it from here in Tierra Santa. We're sitting in Industrial Coffee right next to a shop called Coleman Meshack, and thanks so much for watching. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.